Good evening and welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. I am Mark. I am setting up for a bit. Uh, the master for this evening. We are playing Die RPG. That's our campaign, Shattered Footsteps. We are now on episode 6. Yeah, we are missing Thea tonight. She unfortunately can't make it, but we will just kill off our character or something. Big grand. Uh, we do have Chris back, which is really nice. So we will start with him. Chris, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I am Chris, and I am playing Quinn, the dictator, who is slowly figuring out that her special abilities in the world of Die are that she can manipulate people with her voice, which seems to be something that she also seems to be capable of doing in the real world.
Yeah. And who's up next, Chris? Pass the torch.
I will pass it on to Michelle.
Hello, I'm Michelle. You can't see me. I'm playing Frida, who is probably on the way to a horrific, some kind of mental health crisis at some point. But right now, she's just ignoring it all and doing whatever takes her fancy and looking for novelty wherever she can find it, including stealing a green and purple star dress from a demon last week.
This is true.
I'll pass this on to Patrick.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pat. I'm playing Paul, the Neo, who is being confronted by figures from his past, which reminds me of the time my father said to my mother, "You're the mother of all disappointments." And it was only 2 years later that I realized what he meant.
Come here for your shits and giggles, folks.
And I'm going to pass over to Ashleigh.
Hello, I am Ashleigh, and I am the Godbinder, which means I'm a bit of a wheeler dealer, yeah, but with gods. So last week we met the God of the Wild, and we did her a solid when we took out these demons that were mentioned. And she gave us a lovely canopied area in which to safely sleep, and I think that's where we pick up. So yes,
Yeah,
if you
I remember that. That was cool.
yeah.
That was really cool of Davina, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah, Davina the spider goddess, who has antlers also. It was really cool.
Yes, indeed. So, I think that's everyone at the moment, with Chris looking smug, and he's about to find out what happened to his character while he was off last week. Uh, no, okay, so last time, you wonderful people ended up in some kind of distorted version of Paul's best friend John's family, his parents. And after initially being treated to a dinner, quickly became clear that something was wrong there. Ending up in a fight with a demon who used the kind of limp body of John's father, and the mother being can't remember what shite you with, but shite you with something. He quickly took them out and realised that Quinn had not yet made it back from going outside for a moment. When you all went out, you came into contact with Davina, who explained that Quinn had been led astray and suggested, however, that you all rest for the night before carrying on. And to that effect, gave you a lovely marquee with beds and tables all spun out of spider silk. And that is where we left off, with all of you getting to go down to sleep. Perchance the dream. And we will start off, however, with Quinn. Quinn, you leave the house with all those strange fuckers in there. With the ones you just met and the ones you came here with. It's the first time you've had some peace and quiet, other than when Leanne deposited you in the middle of the road the other day. Or the day before, sorry.
Yeah, I kind of automatically reach for my pockets and go, ah, fuck. Jesus Christ, I would kill for a smoke right now.
What instrument was it that Quinn played? Or plays, sorry.
Cello.
The cello. And the man that Quinn had the affair with, he was the conductor, was he not?
Yes.
Okay. Who played the violin?
A man named Stanley Walker.
Okay. One last question there. Did your sister play anything?
She tried the drums for a while, but never really committed to it the way that I did with the cello.
You start with it. I forgot to put on some music, and I don't know if it's good. You hear, not the music that's on here, but you start to hear a tune being played, not necessarily on the cello or the violin, but in some stringed instrument, fairly high pitched. Coming from further off down the road, down the path. Sorry.
I follow it down the road. I want to see where it's
What
from.
tune is it? So you're just getting bits and pieces, but since you're a musician, it comes to your ear.
It's, I would say, it's a solemn funeral march.
With it, so as you can tell that it's coming from this direction, a little way down. There's something about the playing of it. Every so often, other notes come in. It reminds you very much of your own orchestra. You were first chair, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. It reminds you of times from, not from concerts, but from rehearsals, where people would be starting to play things in just little bits, and it's going in and out, and nothing quite complete.
You mean when people are like setting up and tuning their instruments, when you hear that kind of like...
Basically, yeah, but all kind of pulling on the same thread there. It's all a little bit more unified.
Yeah.
From inside, you can hear the man shouting, "I will not have this in my house!"
Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, it's from the father that had invited you all into the house.
I hesitate for a moment and look back at the house and kind of consider walking back. But I don't know. I feel like the music's trying to tell me something. It's kind of difficult to make a decision. I feel a bit like petrified moment. It's kind of reminding me of our conductor was a very passionate man. I don't know, you know, sometimes you make mistakes in practice, and it wasn't rare that a stand would fly through the room, or even a chair, or that or that a drum would have to be refitted because the skin on top tore.
Not my fucking tempo. Sorry, do go on.
Yeah.
So you follow this down through the trees a little. And as you do so, this funeral march becomes more upbeat. Still the same tune, but it's kind of in a different tact. Give me a... What role do I want here? Give me a... No, I can't remember anything. I think the music's too loud too. Give me, please, a wisdom roll.
Yep. I got a 1 and a 6.
That's fine. You see some. Do you remember what you're wearing just now when you became the dictator?
Yeah, it's kind of like a blend between, kind of a dandy outfit, so kind of a ruffled shirt with a vest and kind of a tight leggings and a bit of a like arched like a coat. The vest goes into like a coat form that looks kind of like a skirt.
And what about the colours?
They're violet, gold, and white with like embroideries on the vest.
And that's the violet, gold, and white you see further up. You get flashes of these colours kind of running through the trees. Just a glimpse of someone. But as you see them, the music, the tone kind of lifts up. It's quicker, and then when it's out of sight, drops again.
I try and follow the movement.
You don't find it difficult because every couple of seconds you catch another glimpse of it, kind of rustling against the trees, against the leaves.
Is it
Sorry?
is it trying to lead me somewhere, or
You don't know that it doesn't seem to be going in a single direction. It's like almost as if it's a Scooby Doo sort of thing, in one door, out the other, and it's just running through. But then you hear the voice, and it's your voice, it's the voice that you've used. It says, "Hello, Quinn. Nice to finally meet you." And a woman who looks exactly like you do in this form steps out from behind the tree with a smile going from ear to ear and eyes that are just purple.
I twist my head and look a bit interested. I'm like, "Hello, you."
It's so nice to finally meet you.
Have we met?
She smiles, cocks her head, and says, "You know me." And when she does, you see her face change in the way that yours does when you give the command. You can feel it tickling in your brain. How does it feel to have the voice used on you?
It's as if I'm under a spell somehow, but at the same time, I can hear my own mind screaming, "Run, run, get out."
You won't run. I only need a moment of your time.
What are you doing to me?
You and I have someone in common. And she kind of skips around, and the skirts come up in her hand. Somehow she's childlike, but her face has nothing childlike about it there.
Freya?
Yes. She abandoned me. She gave me to you, it seems.
And why would she do that if she had all this power?
I didn't say she gave up the power.
But she's still here, or
She's
what
still
am I?
here.
And I assume you were, or better said, you are me, and at some point we were Freya, right?
Something like that. To be honest, it hurts my little head a little to think of it at times. We have a problem.
I try to use my voice on her.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh
what am I?
shit! It's all happening now.
What am I
Charisma
supposed
and
to
your
do?
D4. What is it you're trying to do, actually?
I'm trying to let her tell me where she last saw Freya.
So you're doing that with the voice. You're not just going to ask. You're going to.
I'm gonna make her submit to me.
Okay. Please give me a roll.
Uh-huh. Da, 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 da. Where is it? So we roll 1 charisma and it won't let me roll a deal.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. That would be a fumble.
I know.
However, because of who this is, fumble would take a different form, maybe. Your face changes, and she sees it, and it mirrors yours. And her voice goes quiet. Stupid bitch. Now you might never be able to stop your fucking sister before she explodes. Not in blood and guts, but into glitter, shining, sparkling, violet and gold and white. Bursts like a balloon and tumbles down onto the ground and around you.
I try and move closer to see what remains of my reflection.
There's nothing there. The wind is already blowing the glitter away.
I look around and see it, like try and orientate myself where I am and where the house is, like where I left.
You are lost.
Oh, fucking great. Good job, Quinn. You always have to control every single fucking situation. I slump down kind of in like a squat and just look around for a couple of seconds.
You don't say that. Give me an intelligence roll, please.
4 + 4 + 3.
You can see where you came from, but only back not very far, maybe 50, 60 meters, and then your footsteps are gone. Whatever modes they were in, or leaves or whatever, have moved. The way you were facing before, you see a kind of path. Maybe it's been trodden by deer or some other animal. But you can see a faint flicker. You think it might be a fire of some sort.
I cautiously move towards that flickering light.
You go on. It's further and further away than you thought it was. It looked like it'd be there in a few minutes, but 10, 20, 30 minutes later, you're still walking. Although now you start to get the slight burning sensation of smoke in your nostrils.
I keep moving forward.
Then you hear a voice as the smoke becomes stronger. You found them yet? No. Gonna beat that little fucker's head in.
I choose to like find the closest bigger. Is there like anything I can kind of like quickly jump behind and kind of hide?
The trees here are fairly, it's starting to thin out, but it's still fairly large trees. You'd be able to find somewhere to hide fairly easily.
All right.
As long as no one's actually searching for you properly.
All right. Yeah, I find the closest tree to me and I just kind of like press my back against it and kind of try and listen in on the conversation they're having.
How many of them are there? boss says 5 of them. Fuck. And you sure one of them's that little prick Paul? Aye. No beating his head in since the war. Aye, that'll be fucking funny. The voice started to get quieter. And the smoke, you smell something like meat burning, something charred.
Ugh. I kind of gag at the smell of meat, and kind of like still decide to follow the smell of food. Kind of like stomach versus preferences.
You see, you come out of your hiding place, and the voices are further ahead. You only heard 2 voices, but you see 4 kind of hunched figures. One of them going along on his hands and feet, legs bent. Arms seem slightly longer. They might be usual. From the what you can see, the clothes look kind of what do you call it? Aggressively 90s Ned wear. But it looks somehow armoured. Don't you know what a Ned is, do you, Chris? A townie, a prolate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, let's just switch languages. You can still hear them kind of crowing and barking at each other. Sometimes you can hear words and laughter. But they're quite far away by now. The
Alright.
smoke, however, comes from a kind of fire pit that has been dug into the ground a little. And you can see immediately what the meat smell is coming from. And I think Quinn probably would not react well to it, so give me a constitution roll, please.
5 + 5.
There you go. You see limbs coming out of this fire pit. Like bodies have been shoved into it. And you see maybe a foot sticking out, a couple of hands. And they're already charred and burning, the fingers curling in as the tendons heat up. And if that's not okay for anyone, please say. Remember, this is meant to be fun for everyone. And I think up some fucked up shit.
The fucked up shit is why we're here. Bring us more fucked up shit.
This shit is so fucked up, we're technically coprophilias.
Break our minds, Mark. Break them open.
I'm trying.
Quinn kind of like a little bit of vomit like fills her mouth, but she kind of like forces herself to struggle it, like swallow it again, and she takes off her waistcoat and like wraps it around her nose and mouth and wipes the tears from her eyes and starts backing away from the pit.
You back away slowly. Do you think you would notice much of your surroundings as you do that?
No, I'm still horrified at the sight in front of me, so I'm kind of staring at it and inching away backwards, kind of reeling from it.
And give me one more wisdom roll, please, with a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
So you roll the 2 dice and take 1 success away.
Okay, so
So
there is.
Yeah, no, it just means that you feel it. That's all right.
Mm.
You take a few steps back, and then you trip, and you're engulfed in someone's arms. You feel a hand go over your mouth. Is this one of them? The voice is crackly and rough, and another face kind of comes round to the side. You can see, it looks like a young boy's face. There's something very mean about how it looks, very cruel. Smiles. Yeah, this looks like one of his friends. Are we sticking him with them? And he nods towards the fire. Another one walks up. Back's kind of crooked, straightens up. No. The boss will want this one. Don't let her speak. And the one holding you laughs. And takes something from the pockets, wraps it around your mouth, and then smacks you in the head, and everything goes dark. And we will go back to everyone else as they go to sleep in a big spidery tent.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm looking for the shit that I put places because I lost it all. Anyway, how you doing? The rest of you are getting a night's rest.
Have we? Is somebody on guard? And then, like, we'll take it in shifts. Do you think we'll have agreed on that? Because
No,
Think
sure.
was mentioned, but I can't remember.
Frida was already
Davina
falling
actually
asleep.
said that she'd keep an eye on us, didn't she?
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, I think yes, but I don't, like, because I suspect Selena's the sort of person who would say, okay, well, wake me up in a few hours and I'll take over so you can get some sleep, kind of thing. But whether she tries to actually do that, I don't know.
Each of you sleep in this silky soft bed that hugs your form. And each of you has a dream. Not quite a nightmare, but not something in any way comforting. Something about the person you lost, maybe. What was that dream for you, Selena?
I think she's because it was hinted that Jules is still alive, and so I think Jules is probably going to be there in a dream. Like, why did you leave me behind? Why haven't you? Why is it taking you 20 years? And perhaps with a couple of physical slaps, and then she's awake again, kind of thing. With all sorts of strange kind of the dreamlike imagery that doesn't really make sense but has that aura of threat. Just as an aside and related to the power that I demonstrated last time, I did have a dream not long ago where I was in like a forest type thing, and I woke up when I dreamt that the plants were pulling on me, and it tied in with my MS, and it kind of woke me up because I thought I was being torn apart by plants.
Oh, God. I was
Yeah.
smiling there. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah,
That's not
that
a
was
nice
pretty.
thought.
That was pretty rubbish as a dream. So perhaps something to that, like getting scared of her own powers turning against her because Jules has made that happen, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Paul, what about you?
Paul has a dream, and that sounded bad.
Yeah, if I'm going to say that,
Paul's dream, he's sitting in a cafe with Julia, his wife, and they're just chatting. It's one of those, starts off as one of those dreams I think we've all had where there's its own dream logic, but familiar places, there's nothing untoward to begin with. But then suddenly in the dream, Julia starts bleeding from her eye, and it begins getting worse and and it's flowing, and she falls over, knocking the table, flying, and standing about 20 feet away from them is John as Paul last remembered him, mixed with the way Paul's looking now. That sort of weird dreadlock, the high leather coats, the body marks, pointing a gun. And as that's happening, there's not a knocking, but if you can hear that, like marching, like drumbeat of one's marching, and you can see, and in the dream, he sees essentially shock troopers and stormtroopers, and I'm not talking Star Wars stormtroopers, obviously.
Yeah.
And tied him with what he was told by by the ones who supplied him with the fake gold. Just spilling onto the street, which stops looking like a normal street in a normal town and starts taking on, the buildings start to elongate and extend into huge overarching razor wire of a madman's idea of a city. And he wakes up, not bolts up, but the eyes open. He's not moving. He's just taking a couple of breaths, and then he realizes where he is. The fear of the dream that he had in the dream actually outweighs the fear of waking up here. And he mutters to himself and rolls over and shuts his eyes tight, hoping to go to sleep.
Frida, what do you dream of?
So Frida is dreaming that she is in a very, very swanky hotel room. We're talking the Ritz, and she is being railed by, like, not at the same time, but they seem to tag each other out. Like, there's maybe like 20 guys in the room who go in, do the business, leave, and she's having a whale of a time. But then the doors open, and a bunch of adults that she knew come in, pull off the guys that are going to town on her, pick her up, and are just like, "Why are you doing this?" And she's like, "What? What do you mean? Why are you doing this?" And she realizes that the adults are people at various points who have looked after her as a youth. People that looked after her for maybe a weekend before taking Frida back to the care home. Not the care home, that's like an old people place, but you know what I mean. Like from the shared home. Or to people that had her for a number of months before eventually taking her back because she was too quote unquote difficult. And she's arguing with them, being like, "What the fuck? I'm trying to get my end away here. Like, what are you doing?" But she sees Chloe behind these adults from her life, and she is being verbally talked down to by her parents, and Chloe is crying, and Frida tries to break through the adults from her life that weren't particularly nice to her to try and get to Chloe. But no matter how many she gets through, there's always more, and Chloe and the parents just keep going further and further away. And the last thing that Frida sees before she wakes up quite violently is Chloe's father slapping Chloe, and then she wakes up, but doesn't really remember exactly what she saw, but she just feels quite sad. But then she notices she's still holding a cold Wimpy burger in her hand, and starts eating that and looking around and moving on.
Michelle, I honestly thought you were going to say cocaine.
Well, you know, she's still waiting on that, on picking up some sport from Davina at some point. So, you know, the cold, dead Wimpy burger she woke up with her still in her hand will have to do for now.
So just, sorry, just want to do something like, what is Frida? There you go. Cocaine.
She occasionally does cold burgers too. That's a second drug of choice. Mark, we can't hear you.
No, because I wasn't saying anything.
That'd be why.
But
Yep, that'll
also,
explain it.
I was also muted. I was going to say something, and then I caught Ashleigh waving.
Michelle.
Oh, wait. No, Michelle said, Ashleigh, I thought you waved. Ashleigh, but never mind.
Oh, I mean, I probably did. You know.
It happens. So, we have... Let's just stick with the wimpy part of that, because otherwise it's quite the slurby even for me. Paul trying to get back to sleep after hours and maybe doing so, but no longer dreaming so deeply. We will get to Emma's next time, as Thea's unable to speak for herself at the moment. You all wake up, and as you do, the spider silk kind of comes apart. It doesn't collapse onto you. It's kind of separates into strands and floats away on the wind. As it does so, Selena, time kind of stops or slows, and you see Davina coming down from the trees. I found your friend.
A friend. Quinn. You found Quinn. Where is she?
She has been taken to Necro-Urbis. Unfortunately, it's not somewhere that I can travel freely.
It doesn't sound like it's a nice place to go. I mean, Necro-Urbis. Who on earth would call something that? Sorry, Davina. Right. Okay, do you know... Can you point us in the direction of Necro-Urbis?
Certainly. Although your Neo friend will almost certainly be able to find the way. I will make you a quicker path, if you wish. And maybe we can consider our debt there resolved.
That sounds tremendous. Yes, I am absolutely happy with that, and I thank you, Davina.
And I thank you. Oh, and before I forget, and from the folds of her hair, she pulls out a little pouch. Give this to the fool. She throws it towards you.
Dare I ask
Really?
what this is?
Frida immediately walks up and goes,
Well,
I
it's
thought I
you-
could smell something.
You can't hear this at the moment. Time is
Oh,
kind of slowed.
sorry,
This is
okay.
only
Time.
for Selena at the moment. Whenever I say
Apologies.
that time slowed when she's speaking, then none of the rest of you can see it. If I don't say that, then you can.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. I didn't make it clear. If you call for me in the city, I can perhaps help a little. Although Hados, that grumpy old git, might be able to help you more.
In a place called Necro-Urbis, I imagine the underworld god has quite a bit of sway.
Well, one would think. If you return
Well-
to these forests, I will visit you again. Otherwise, until you need me, farewell, Selena.
Farewell, Davina. I shall look forward to it.
When
And
you
she's...
speak to your sister, tell her everything's forgiven.
I will. I will, thank you. She's just kind of slightly shocked that, holy crap, Jules really is still alive. Wow. So,
Duna turns, clambers up into the tree again, and fades into the foliage, and time resumes. You can see down from the cottage, which is now almost completely eroded, so the collapsed. It's yesterday it was fully built, and now it's as if if you come across an old cottage in a forest that hasn't been tended to in years. The stones, there's still some stones on top of each other. The thatch roof is rotten. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of furniture or anything left either. But just beyond the house, where the path leads, you can see a shimmer which you take to be the shortcut she's mentioned.
Okay. I'm going to just quickly inspect the bag that she's given me. Can I tell what it is? Is it a white powder?
It is not. It is. It looks like crushed up leaves of some kind, but very finely crushed up so that you'd be able to snort them.
Well, I'll pop them in a pocket or, a satchel or whatever I've got handy and wait for Frida to wake up.
Everyone's
otherwise-
awake now.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So at this point, Frida is emotively ranting at Paul, just saying, like, you have no idea how fucking wild this band was, right? I'm talking, there was like 7 different people on stage, all wearing like tiger costumes, and then 2 people started fucking. I mean, full on fucking over the drum kit. You have no idea what you're missing. You got to check them out, all right? When we
That's
get
not
out
a
of
drum
here,
solo.
I'll take you.
that cannot be considered a drum solo if there's 2 people fucking up. Having a wank, then okay. 2 people, no, too much.
So this is like the band Rock Bitch?
Yes.
Okay. Paul's has actually been stripped to the waist and he's pulling back on the leather top. Well, sorry, the leather armor top, trying to get it buckled in and the coat back on and everything.
Distorted echo.
Yes, Johnny Five?
It
Just
would
holds his
seem
thing.
the goddess has opened a path to Necro-Urbis. Would you perhaps like to find some fair gold before we go?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Give me an int roll, please.
Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Let's find the thing. Come on. 552.
Nice.
There appears to be some in the house. Be careful. The footing is treacherous.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny Five. Rita, hold that thought. I'm about to go and get my junk.
All right, you go get your junk. But remember, they're not on Spotify, okay? They're too hardcore for Spotify.
So
You can only
what?
get their stuff like once every 3rd weekend on their website, which is
Or Patreon.
rockbitch.com/1743552245.
Or Bandcamp, maybe?
No, Bandcamp is selling out.
They've gone woke. That's it. Sorry.
So as Paul sort of starts heading away from Frida with quite a relieved look on his face, I imagine, I sort of move towards her and go, we just had a visitor. She's opened a path for us and she gave me this and said it was for you. And I hand out the bag.
Ah, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I was looking for some breakfast. Thank you.
No problem.
I opened a little pouch and have a look inside and I'm just like, well, she got me some weed or something.
I don't know what it is. I didn't have time to ask her, but she said it was for you. So
All right. Well,
do with it whatever you see fit.
fantasy drugs. I'm always up for something new. And Frida immediately goes off, finds a tree stump or something, and does a line of it, whatever it is.
Give me a constitution roll, please, Frida.
Oh, God, here we go. Ooh, 6 and a 5.
There we go. Describe this high that is probably the best high you've ever had, but you're crystal clear. You thought, you could easily drive on it, operate heavy machinery to your heart's fucking content, but you are high off your tits. What's it like?
Oh, okay, you put me on the spot here a bit, because
See?
in real life, I don't even drink. So,
I can confirm this.
Yeah, neither do I. No,
you
seriously,
think?
I don't drink.
It makes your brain sparkly.
Sparkly. Sparkly,
So,
yet focused.
I've got to go back to like when I have done lots of drugs in my life and try and figure this out. Okay, I've got it. So she's expecting, a bit of a rush, a little bit of feeling a bit more confident and talkative. What she gets is like all of her psychological problems have been solved immediately. Like she looks around and everything's a little bit shimmery, but all she can see is beauty in everything. And she just walks up to Selena, puts a hand on the side of her face, and just goes, "Has anyone told you? You are amazing." You're muted, Ash.
I, thank you. Are you feeling all right, Frida? Sort of leaning back a little bit. Like, what's about to happen?
I don't know, but this fantasy drugs is all I can see is beauty in everything.
Huh.
This will
She's
last
looking
for
around.
about 3 hours.
Oh God! So her pupils have widened to the size of fucking Blu-ray
Saucers.
discs, and she's just looking with a big smile on her face, just like, "Yeah, this is all fucking tastic."
Paul,
Cool.
Davina is the fucking best. Oh God, could you bring Davina here? Let's get Davina here.
Davina was just here. I think she's busy. It's all right, but we have a thing that we can go and do.
Oh great, let's do the thing. Let's go. Where are we going?
We're following this path, and so she sort of starts to slowly guide Frida away and kind of looks over at Paul and Emma, saying, "You better follow along. This is going to be the most coherent Frida has been since we got here." So,
All right, let's go adventuring, gang. And Frida starts marching towards the path.
Paul, you not stumble, but you walk through these ruins of this cottage.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
the fair gold is lit up in your little, your green screen, in your head, and you see it's covered by something. And you bend down to pick it up. There's 2 pieces of fair gold under a picture of what looks like you and John. After you've done something, what did the 2 of you do? This picture was taken up.
We had just came back from playing our first gig.
Distorted echo together.
He picks up the photo.
It's
Is
faded.
it in a?
But
It's faded,
recognisable.
but is it in a? It's faded. Is it in a frame or anything?
The frame crumbled as you were picking it up.
He folds it and he puts it in his pocket. Just takes a look at it, folds it, just pursing his lips, closing his eyes, just holding this image as almost as though it's a cross or a religious, just holding it in his hand, just coming back to it all. 16 fucking years. Puts it in his pocket, and as he gets up, he feels something slap against his feet. His back of his legs, and goes, "Wait a minute! I've got a short blade." Because I've only just realised I've got a short blade and had one the whole time as a character.
Nice.
Sorry about that. Yeah, then it's like,
The fuck did this come from?
basically, yeah. It's like, oh wait, it was my storing gear. Shit, that could have came in useful. Johnny Five, if we follow this new path, how long will it take us to get to Necro Urbis?
Calculating. Approximately 3.6 seconds.
What?
It is a god path. One
Oh,
use
that's too
only.
short. Let's take the long way around, then we could all talk about our favourite things.
Okay, then. Time to rejoin the others.
Oh, sorry, I did the thing again.
Yeah.
I have trouble, like, in Theatre of the Mind stuff, I've realised I have trouble knowing where everyone is.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a flaw that I have, so apologies again. I will work on it.
I just pretend that I know. And I
okay.
am too lazy to learn how to use maps on the VTT to do it, because then I need to use tokens and move the tokens about. And
Oh, I wasn't suggesting that we start using maps.
No, I'm just saying
it's
that's
very much
why
a
I
me
don't.
problem that has come up in my D&D campaign recently. They started doing some Theatre of the Mind stuff, and I just could never like picture in my head where everyone else is.
If you're the GM, it doesn't matter wherever the fuck you say they are.
Oh,
That's
that's
what I
a
do.
good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
If someone says they're somewhere else, I just say, no, you're not. I know better than you do.
in this case, it's absolutely true. You do.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, not really. My guess is as good as yours.
Well,
Emma hasn't said anything at all. And if any of you try to speak to her, she kind of looks vacantly and moves her was it a mace, isn't it? From hand to
Yeah.
hand. And you can hear a voice whispering. But she looks like 1,000-yard stare.
I go up to her and say, "Look, looks like you've been struggling here, and I'm not very good at anything other than this. But would you like some of this weird fantasy drug that Davina gave me? It's all I got, like, to help. I don't know how else to help people."
She looks at you in the eye, and for a moment you see absolute disgust cross her face. And then it's gone, and she just bows her head and walks towards the God path, as Johnny Five called it. Although, actually, none of you would know that except for Paul. But still.
Oh, Frida just mutters under her breath, like, "Rude."
Well, maybe save that stuff. We don't know when you're next going to be able to get some.
Oh, it's fine. I can always pick up stuff. Any town centre, anytime. I know where to go, even in fantasy world.
Any disco, you great. So you all
Cool.
ready?
Yeah, I guess so. We're all just sort of waiting for each other, and then we walk towards some kind of shimmering tear.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks more like a fold. Yeah, kind of tear, a little bit of a shimmer to it, a fold. And as you step through, you feel every single atom in your body stretching. And it's not an unpleasant feeling, but it's every single one separately being pulled along a path. And like Johnny Five said, it's only about 3 seconds. Pardon me, 3.5 seconds. But it feels like much longer. And it's somehow relaxing. It's not something you would expect to be relaxing, but it feels relaxing. Does anyone want to have a break? Well,
Yes, please.
right. Then I would say for this point, we'll take a 5-minute break. And yeah, we'll be back then.
Cool.
Bye.
Awesome.
see
See
you
y'all
soon.
soon.
Game in our brains.
Yep, so Michelle's getting game in our brains, and the rest of us are going to play a role-playing game.
I like how you subtly in the middle of my rant put us live. That's not at all going to get us in trouble in the future.
I said I was putting us live, and you continue to rant. That is not my fault.
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a ranty mood today. I think it's because I was watching bits of the Tory conference in the UK today, and I'm desperately. I feel more like Frida tonight than I think I ever have playing this game, because I just want to jump into something and bleach my brain.
Let's make something clear. Fuck the Tories. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't get. Yeah, fuck them in. absolute cunt features. They're all on. Anyway, Quinn.
Yes. You see, this is me awaking from
I
being
know.
unconscious.
Are we boring you that much talking about just because you only want to talk about Austrian politics? Just don't
Exactly.
get started, yeah. Anyway, Quinn,
Yeah.
you wake up. Obviously, you'd been knocked out at some point, but then been asleep because you're not dead.
All right.
You're in a large bed. It's like a four-poster bed. Big, thick quilt, pillows fluffed up. You're still wearing what you were wearing. Your shoes have been taken off and put to the side. Any weapons, whatever you were carrying, are at the side of the bed.
Is my like my coat and my thing, are they
Hung up.
hanging anywhere?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I kind of I get up and I slip into my boots and I look around the room. Like, is there a window or anything I can look out of? Or
Yeah, there's some hotel art up on the
beautiful.
wall. And there's a window. Yes, big, large bay windows. Not bay
All
windows.
right, I head to the window and just stare out quickly to see kind of where I am.
It's massive, heavy curtains. You know, if you were to pick them up, it'd be like, it'd have serious heft to it. You pull them back, and the glass is, not the double glazing or so that you're used to. It's very. The glass isn't as clear as you're used to. There's some bubbles in it, or bubbles or imperfections in it. But you're looking out over a city that is. Do you remember the opera before they cleaned it up? Is a black, so the black of soot. That's what this city's like. And every so often you'll see kind of flashes of chrome, things that look much more futuristic than you might have thought. The buildings,
All
none
right.
of them are massively tall, but you've ones that look like churches or cathedrals, old tenement buildings. There's a kind of haze of smog over the city. You can see chimneys belching out smoke.
I kind of stare out and I go like, oh, what the fuck? All right, where am I now? I look around for the door and walk towards it. Of course, I gather my things in advance, so I put on my waistcoat thing.
Give me
Grab
an
my
intelligence roll, please.
yes.
Okay. You don't notice anything.
Yeah. All right. I head towards the door with my stuff, and I try to walk out of it.
You open the door, and standing to either side, you can see poking from either side of the doors, the arms in uniform. And as the door opens, a face turns towards you. It's a metal mask, and the lips don't move. Paul, did we decide on what John called himself as the leader of this place?
No.
Can you think of something now?
Give me a second.
Perfect echo.
Yes.
No longer distorted, he's the ruler. Then we just call him the Echo for the moment. This masked face looks at you. What the fuck, man? What's the code? My memory is so gone. I'm an old bastard. Lady Nightshade, we will inform the Echo that you are awake. He has been very anxious to see you.
Wouldn't you just like to let me go?
As you say that, you don't hear your voice.
What the fuck? Answer me. What?
Oh, Lady Nightshade, I do apologise. This is a safety measure that the Lord Echo has put in place. We will inform him that you're awake, and I'm sure you will have your audience. So, does
And I
that
head back
mean
into the room
hello?
and
Are you?
slam the door shut.
You don't hear it slam. You see the little shudder of it as the door hits, but you don't hear it slam. And then you realise you didn't hear anything since you woke up. You didn't hear the click of your shoes as you put them on. The as you move these heavy curtains, there was no sound to it.
I test it out one more time by just starting to. Is there like anything breakable around me next
Uh,
to the glass window?
Yes, there are also a couple of lamps, some very middling hotel art.
Everything must go. I just start demolishing the room and trying to make a sound come out of everything and just start like kind of how should I put it? I am silently screaming in rage and breaking things like and in my mind I'm just going, make a fucking sound.
You're doing that. Everything is crashing. Bits of wood splintering places. Porcelain, little bits of glass. You get cut a little bit as things fly through the air and smash. And nothing. Not a peep.
Is there a mirror in the room?
Yes, there is.
I turn and look at myself in the mirror and like huffing and panting and just completely disheveled. And then I just like kind of resign myself to it and just sit on the floor in the midst of all this chaos, just kind of silently cry laughing to myself.
And you cry, laugh, and sob, and not a sound is heard. The rest of you, as your atoms come back together, sort of elasticated, find yourself in a small copse of trees outside the walls of this city. Paul, what does it look like? The wall.
Im- Imagine a medieval medieval city wall, but without all the individual bricks and stone, like it's been carved out, almost like it's been weathered out, rather, by the natural forces. It's smooth to that. It's smooth, but you can see the the stone ripples that you sometimes get from erosion. But there are what do you call them? Almost like buttresses coming out with tars on top and gun emplacements on it. It stretches round the whole city. It is about the size of. I mean, in terms of height, we're talking about maybe the size of. Trying to think what would be a good reference. The Gherkin in London. It's not the tallest thing there, but it is. We're talking at least 30, 40 stories high. And it's thick. And it's the color of not even soot, like brown. Have you ever seen the color of where there's been a fire and metal's been heated and that ash you get off iron, that sort of really oxidized brown red color?
Yeah.
That's what the whole thing looks like. It's that polluted. It's not soot black. It's burnt metal, and it stretches as far on both sides as the eye can see. As my grandma would say, you can see both Sundays standing in the middle of Wednesday.
You can see that you're not too far away from massive gates. They're open. There is foot traffic going through. Both there's foot traffic. There are carts being drawn by horses. You even see some form of car driving through. There are guards standing there, but don't seem to be checking anything.
This looks.
Are we
this,
still in a fantasy world?
this all looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, this looks like an actual place, maybe from like our world. I'm gonna go up to the guard and see if I can find out anything.
No.
Frida's already walked off.
Frida's still high as fuck.
Frida, get back here.
I walk up to the first guard that I can see and just like, hey, can we go in?
Give me a charisma roll, please. And you can
I'm
use
good
your
at these.
full die. But with
Hell
your
yeah.
full die, by the way, you only have one circle on it now because you already got your fluke last time and one cross on it. So choose a circle and a cross.
Okay. And so I've got a circle on 2 and a cross on 4.
There we go.
Is that a circle? Yeah. Okay, so first off, charisma roll. A 6, a 3, and a 4, so 2 successes. That's
Two
good.
successes, one with a special. Yeah.
And a 1 on my special die, but that doesn't
Then
do...
you can but you can add a circle on one of the other faces.
Oh, amazing. Oh, I'm going to do that. Where's the sheet gone? There it is. And I'm going to add a circle to the 1, because that makes... There we go.
Why the fuck not? The guard was wearing this metal mask, like the ones that were with Quinn. Looks at you. You can see the eyes move about behind it. This one's not quite as realistic looking. Of course you can go in, ma'am. It's market day. Everyone is welcome in Necrorubus.
Amazing. Thanks, friend. Hey, guys, we can go in.
Selena's just been like, I can't believe that. I can't believe
I
that.
don't
just
believe that
worked.
That just worked. I can't. Believe
Well,
that.
let's not question it. Let's follow her before she gets us into more trouble, or any kind of trouble. Anyway, come on.
Ash, what is Selena wearing, by the way? Outer outfits, any coats, anything like that?
So I think she looks somewhere between like leather armor from Fallout and the Matrix. So there's a kind of jerkin and like a padded thing, but there is a long coat with it as well. And there's a couple of pockets on the inside of this coat and one on either side. So that she's got some pockets and pouches and shit basically.
Do you like my dress?
So,
It has
wait. Hang on. Paul takes off his coat. Swap until we get through the gate.
Okay, sure.
Look, I've been mistaken for John how many times now? I'm about to go into the city that he rules.
This is
Okay.
clever because I was about to have them catch on to you there, so not bad, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sure, fine. Let's swap them before they notice that's what we're doing.
Yeah. As that's
Unfortunately, Frida has their full attention at the moment.
Good.
John tries to, obviously they're dreads, but bring them over the face and over to the side, not sort of, does this look too much like I'm trying to hide, or just like it's the natural style of them?
It looks a little bit like you're trying to hide, but maybe I'm only saying that because I know that's what you're trying to do.
Shit.
Lena, give me a wisdom roll, please.
Me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Nope, not that tab. This tab.
All the tabs.
Oh, 1 success and a 1.
That's okay. The 1 success is enough. You hear the name Juno be said by someone in one of the carts as it goes through. You don't hear the whole sentence, just some Juno in the throat.
So I'm kind of immediately looking to see if is somebody in one of these carts waving at me? Are they throwing stuff? What's.
Not you can see the in the cart that you think you heard it from. There's two people sitting, so it's like a buggy sort of thing, sitting at the front talking with one another. They
Okay.
don't seem to be looking towards you at all.
Okay, is there something in the back of the cart?
Nothing that you can see. There's a tarp over whatever wares it is they're bringing to the market.
Okay. Well, I'm again not wanting to draw attention. I'm mostly just saying, "Come on, hurry up, get that coat on." This one's quite nice, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's cashmere. Linen.
Meanwhile, Frida, the guards now come around to the weird thing. I get off of work in a couple of hours. Do you want to maybe go for a drink? This is all muffled by the metal mask.
Was that to me?
Yeah. You're the only Frida we have here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm just new in town. I don't really know anyone around here. Where's good? Where should we meet?
He looks over at his friend. His friend looks back at him. The Footman's Traveller? Footman's Traveller? No. The Traveller's Footpath.
The Traveller's Footpath.
Yes.
All right. You know what? Let me get back to you. I'll come back here, and we'll sort out specifics. Yeah, I just got to go with my friends now.
I'll be there sundown. If you want
All
to
right.
meet me
Yeah.
there.
All right. I'll swing by.
And nods at you, shuffles his halberd that he's got.
She stops for a
So-
second and then just turns around and gives him a big hug and then walks away.
The other guard kind of laughs a little bit. And you hear them going, "Score, yes." As you walk through. They're not paying any attention to you at all, Paul. They've not noticed you. As Frida got the special on her roll, so she was able to distract them.
Just slip by.
But
And
Swallow
I
Jacket
was
a
not
good
even
idea.
meaning to.
Yeah.
No. Well, that's how it goes with the fool.
So this is Uber Urbis?
Necro.
Necro Urbis, that's right. It's all like Cradle of Filth and shit. Although this does not look like, if Cradle of Filth or like one of those black metal bands made a city, it would not look like this.
No.
No, it would just look like all the other ones.
Okay, Paul. Tell me about Necro.
Okay, but let's get into this alley here off the side.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait.
One more thing.
Where's Emma?
Emma's trailing along with you. She's just almost catatonic.
Oh, okay, right. Is there an alley we can actually slip beside?
Yes.
Sorry, I just read it. Okay, sorry.
It is, the way I have it in mind is when you're talking about it is Dark City. That's what it kind of seems like to me in my head.
Yeah.
And I just realised that it shouldn't be daylight if it's Dark City, but that's okay. The sun will go down sooner than it should.
The sky has the burnt umber of setting sun through rain.
Yeah. There you go.
There we
It's
go.
darker than even just immediately outside of the walls.
Like the shadows of the buildings are actually covering the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah. Okay, right. Necro-Orpers. Okay. Right, well, when John and I formed our band when we were 16, we called ourselves Distorted Echo. And the idea was we wanted to create a city where we could set it. I mean, we're a punk band, hardcore hardcore punk, but then come on, we're two pasty kids from the suburbs.
Hey,
The
some of
idea
the
was-
best hardcore comes out of two pasty kids in the suburbs.
No, it doesn't. Comes out of Henry Rollins anyway. This is actually something he's saying in characters, just like basically we wanted to create. We needed to. We need somewhere to set our songs. We wanted to create a. I mean, like, how do you create an idea of a capitalist hellscape in? Hang on a second. Just one. I know the name of this, and I need to look it up because I've got family who live there. And
Glasgow.
no. In Watford. Okay? How can we play it in Watford? North London, Northwest London. It's not. We're not exactly talking. We're not exactly talking Paris and Les Mis, are we? So we need to create a city that we could set these things, all the worst parts that have been created by the man, the system, the government. So we created Necronurbus, meaning dead city, because the people are dead. They've been rendered dead by capitalism and the no music, no culture, and we were going to liberate them with our art. We were 16. We were idiots.
Well, looking around, I was like, you've nailed it. Like, the guard's so dead, he's just asking out any old woman that walks by.
The idea was that we would create something that looked like Gotham, that would look like Dark City, that Detroit and the Crow.
But Frida, don't forget, sorry, but you look like you did when you were 18 or whatever.
You're
don't
no
look like
longer
you do now.
cocaine skinny.
Right, sorry, Bob.
So the idea was we populated it with corporations, gang, an underworld, police, an underworld, and a police state were merged together, and you couldn't quite tell, and the people were trapped in the machine. Did you ever see Metropolis?
I
think
did,
know.
actually. When I was at college, we studied it. So, yeah, I've seen Metropolis, but I wasn't expecting Metropolis here in fucking Narnia.
I wasn't expecting it in general. I
Well,
haven't thought of it in decades.
so we're in a role-playing game, right?
Yeah.
And so, obviously, the mission, to me, looks like we have to liberate the city.
Okay. Well, let's take that one under advisement for now. But we do need a plan, right? We're trying to find John, the leader of this city, don't we? Or at least I
Quinn.
assume. And Quinn.
Where's Quinn?
I mean, we could just start asking
You
people.
kind of just all fucked off without even thinking about it actually in the morning. Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you were told that she was.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm stupid. I forgot my own story.
That she'd been captured, yeah.
Yes,
So,
sorry.
We find John. We find Quinn.
okay.
But if we
Well,
find John,
John is the
I'm
guy.
sorry.
That
I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting this, and you can see him begin to tear up a bit.
Hey,
I spent the last 16 years coming to terms with him being dead. I've spent the last fucking year watching my marriage disintegrate. This, believe it or not, it's nothing.
Paul,
And now I've can't.
Paul,
And he, fuck.
Paul, listen to me. Listen to me, Paul, okay? It's okay. I mean, we're in an astonishing, insane, crazy, terrifying situation, so I think getting a little emotional over it, I think that's actually fine. It's okay. We'll help you. And then she just very slowly and deliberately goes in for a hug, but with the kind of look on her face that says, "Is this okay?"
And he slowly, gently sort of puts one arm and just pulls it, and you can feel just holding it, shaking.
Shh. It's all right. We'll
I was
help.
a social worker yesterday. I was meant to go with my wife to couples counselling this afternoon. And next week, I'm visiting John's dad to lay a wreath on his wife's grave and on John's memorial because I promised him I'd keep an eye on. I'll pop in every year. Now,
Well, think of it this way: you've now been given the opportunity to save his son.
I just kind of look over at Frida with a look that says, "Not the time, dude. Just can the fool act for 1 minute, okay?"
That wasn't a fool act. That was being serious. Like, yeah, your life.
Sure, but
it's all going-
that's what the look was trying to impart.
Oh, okay, you didn't say it. You looked it.
No.
Right.
That was
And you're way too high to give a
Okay,
shit.
Frida takes the hit.
actual experience has told me this is how Michelle actually comforts people.
Seems
I'm saying there's an upside.
She's not wrong.
no, she's not. And we're here in this place, and we have powers, Paul. There are things that we can do. You've got a cyberpunk helmet thing with an AI that helps you. You're one of the most powerful people in this entire world.
I'd give it all up in a moment just to go back and hold Julia in my arms.
Well, maybe if we could do both, maybe we can rescue your friend, return your friend to his father, and also by doing that, work out how to get the fuck out of here.
She's not wrong.
Like, I don't want to come out and be all like, hey, every shit thing's a secret opportunity, but maybe this is but then she immediately gets distracted by some graffiti on the wall and just goes, that is beautiful, and walks up to it and immediately
Fuck the
disengages
echo.
from what we're talking about.
Fuck the. Paul actually goes up to it and just touches it. Is it an old graffiti or is it new graffiti?
fairly new.
John and I used to graffiti tag mostly our band name, little punk icons and anarchist symbols. Funny thing was, John never actually ended up reading anything anarchist-like. And then I ended up binging on Chomsky and Kropotkin. The one thing, though... Sorry.
It's all right.
This is fresh. A couple of days old.
It does look pretty new, doesn't it?
This suggests to me that there is a kicking underground resistance of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could help.
And maybe we can help them. We get John, we get Quinn, and we get the fuck out of this place.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! She holds up her hand for a high five and stares at Paul.
Paul very gingerly puts up a hand and slaps.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. Let's go save the day and be fucking heroes and then get you home in time for therapy.
Johnny 5,
Yes, the story echo.
tell me, are you able to connect to any external digital information systems and gain local knowledge of them?
Yes, the sword echo. Anything connected to the Fairfield, we can access.
Can you access anything relating to acts of terrorism and resistance in Necro Urbis right now?
Give me an int roll, please, and you can include your include your Dio dice. Sorry, I'm dying.
Don't die. 2, a 1, an 8, a 5. 2.
So roll your D10 as well.
Okay, just trying to get the. Oh, where's the code?
There we go.
That was
Yeah.
didn't work.
Nope.
It's not worked.
You need to
R
do /R.
slash.
No, hold it. /R 1d10.
Oh wait, I know what I did wrong.
There we go. You got 6.
Yay!
You get several very grainy video feeds in your head going by fairly quickly, where there's a couple of riots. This is dated. It seems to you the date going back a couple of weeks. Riots, some looting, a couple of public executions.
Right.
And at one point, curfew was instigated.
Instigated.
Thank you. But that seems to have passed now. You also see, what do you call it? Exhortations to basically to give up your neighbour if they are if they do not want to work for the good of all, if they are against the echo.
Okay, the whole place has went Big Brother. I'm saying this to the group.
TV
The good
show
of all.
or book?
Well,
TV show
Sorry,
or
what?
book. I mean, what would be worse actually? That's
Yeah,
We're talking
kind
Big
of.
Brother the show or 1984?
1984,
thank fuck
Right.
it's not the show.
which would be improved by the introduction of thought criminals. Thought policing, like actual.
Yeah, I mean they would all be done very quickly.
Sorry, what we'll mention to that.
As you've done this and you've seen these things, something catches your eye just above the gate. There are hanging 2 cages with emaciated bodies in them.
Mhm.
One of them, you can see the fingers curling and uncurling. The other is almost certainly dead.
Right. I think we're going to try to help that one up there. He points at the oblet. It's an oblet, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
You see a sign there. It says "Capitalist Scum."
Huh.
And we will
Capitalist scum.
We
So
will
this.
cut away to Quinn, sobbing silently. And you hear the door open.
I perk up for a
Faye,
second.
it is so good to see you.
I look at him.
You look so much younger.
Well, John, it's been a while. I mean, how long has it been since we last saw each other?
A couple of years at least. I thought maybe you wouldn't speak to me after that. Yeah, after all that happened. Why did you come back? How?
I had a strange encounter in the forest, and it beckoned me to look for the others.
Was it that witch? What, Davina is what she calls herself?
No, it was a reflection of myself.
An echo, maybe?
Maybe. It was strange, but it's so good to see you too.
I apologise for the precaution. This is the suite where most dictators come when they first get here. You can understand people are a little bit cautious of you all. But come. Well, I'll get you a better room. I'll arrange for dinner. We can catch up. Have you seen any of the others?
I get up and I wipe my face quickly and put myself into posture, say,
He just kind of notices. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Faye. Are you okay?
"Oh, I'm perfectly fine. You know, sometimes my temperament can get the better of me.
Oh, I remember.
I do apologize for the room, and I make like a very
It's okay. Look, I'll take you to your old room.
fantasy
You can
world.
settle in. We can have dinner. It'll be great to catch up. So much has
Um,
happened here.
I've noticed.
I could do with a friend, in all honesty.
I love what you did with the place. Yes, please bring me to my room.
You know, it's hard to keep a people free when they fight against you.
I fully understand that. I mean, I am the dictator after all. And I let out a kind of
And he smiles, goes over, and gives you a hug. It's so good to see you. I've missed you all. And you see behind them these four kind of. They look human, but their faces are contorted into grimaces and the smiles of cruelty. The ones that picked you up and kind of slavering.
do they look like something a dictator could have done to someone?
I mean, it is definitely possible, but not something you'd be able to tell.
Your guards seem quite chipper today.
Oh, the little echoes. They were the first big work. Couldn't get the viciousness out of them, but at least they now follow orders. But come anyway, let's not talk about this.
Okay. I see you've been very busy. It was quite an adventure making it through the forest.
Yes, I tend not to go there anymore. Too many bad memories, you know. And also,
Yeah.
that witch doesn't really like me very much. She doesn't like what I'm doing here.
Well,
As if she's on the side of the fascist pigs.
you know, nature works in funny ways. Sometimes they deem things that seem unnatural to them as abominations,
She's against progress. That's what she is.
of course. So, I'm starving. It's been a while since I had my last meal. Could we have a seat?
Yes, come. I'll take you to your room. You can get freshened up, and I'll see that we have a proper meal made. It's so good to see you,
I
Faye. Please, this way.
I follow him.
You walk out into the halls, which are lavishly decorated. You can see spaces where paintings have been taken down, but others you see as well, kind of graffiti that has been framed. And if Paul was there, he would recognise it as the sort of thing they had done together. But you
Okay.
also see images of people that have been hung. Uh, there's a guillotine prominently. That, you know, I introduced this to them. The French had it right back then. Those guys then.
Quite an interesting choice of decoration. You were asking me earlier when I saw the others last, right? It's been so long. I don't know. I always assumed after we went our separate ways that um that you guys stuck together or maybe
What?
found a way back together. I mean, the fool, like
Yeah, who knows where she is? Last time we saw each other, she broke my nose.
I know, but still, like she always kept insisting on the group, didn't she? That only we could make it, I think.
Are you okay, Faye?
I don't know. I've been feeling a bit strange. It's just probably just the exhaustion. I mean, You saw my mood earlier.
Well, we get quite a few of Juno's followers coming through the city now. Seems they are spreading out. We're keeping an eye on them though.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw her?
We met. I can't remember.
Look, have a rest. We'll get something to eat. We'll catch up.
That sounds very promising. It was good seeing you, John. I look forward to a good dinner.
And Yuffie. And with that, we will leave it for tonight.
Ooh, intrigue.
Intrigue. Not the cliffhanger
Betrayal.
we usually do, but intrigue, betrayal, communism, capitalism, fascism. Let's get
Anarchism.
it all in there. Anarchism. Well, the attempt at anarchism that seems to have went slightly astray.
Yeah, it seems to be the opposite. You know,
Yeah.
it seems to have gone into a more authoritarian direction.
This is
Yeah,
pretty
I
much
think
what
people would like
Catalonia. This is pretty much what Barcelona turned into
Well,
after the
the-
D-Day.
wanting to make people free, you know, you need to. They don't know what freedom is. You need to force them into freedom.
Oh God, this is going to get dark and weird.
As my favorite philosopher once said, I have brought peace, justice, and security to my new empire.
Yeah,
Who are you
but
quoting?
Anakin.
Oh, okay. I now get that reference.
Yeah, but
you're
you're,
not with me,
melodramatic and can't
You're
stand fans.
against me.
Oh god! See, the thing is, if you actually watch Hayden Christensen when he doesn't have to repeat the dialogue that Lucas wrote and he's allowed to act, you can actually see moments where you can see her this upright, troubled, but this tragic hero descent. But
No,
then
if
he
you-
has
if
to
you
read
watch
that
Clone Wars,
script,
You see
and
it
it
go
just
to Anakin.
turns it.
But sorry,
it's like,
before no, I need to say something because otherwise I will forget, and it really has nothing to do with stream or anything else. But we just watched the final season of Clone Wars, and they murdered the fucking droids. Said shoot those damn droids, and then it says in the fucking what do you call it, the subtitles, droids screaming, and they just fucking saved everyone. And I'm like, oh my god.
see, every
It's
time I think
wrecked
of
me.
droids, I'm old enough to remember the Star Wars droid show and the
Yes,
reruns of that. So it's always weird when we go like, "Oh, Star Wars cartoon droids, Ewoks, Clone
Yeah.
Wars."
Oh, the fucking
How old
Ewoks
are
movie.
you?
Yeah, Clone Wars are great. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up because I'm knackered and I have meetings in the morning. So,
Okay.
thank you very much if you watched, and if you didn't watch, well, fuck you then. But thank you very much if you watched.
Fuck
hope
you, people that can't hear us.
Fuck you, people
Fuck
who have
you.
no interest in what we're doing at all. No,
If you can't hear us, you scum.
exactly. And if you can hear us, you're the most wonderful people in the world. No, thank you very much. This has been episode 6 of Shatter Footsteps, or Die RPG Actual Play. We will say a quick goodbye and probably something very depressing from Patrick. In fact, we start with Patrick just to get the depressing bit out of the way.
Well, I really enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed being able to emote. The one thing, and I'd like actually to do a shout out to, of all people, Lawrence Fox, because it's just been hilarious watching this
Oh, yeah.
petulant, bigoted man-child destroy GB News.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
He could have just. The thing is, the idiot could have just taken the hit, walked away for a couple of weeks, came back, nothing. But no, he starts doing all this, and they're getting chucked off the network. It is glorious.
He has
And
tea to spill.
incidentally, Lawrence, if you're watching, I know you're not, but if you are, the reason why it wasn't because of your conservative views that you can't get work. You're a member of the Fox acting family, and you can't get work.
Because you're a cunt.
Take the hint. Don't give up. Oh, it's just. Oh God.
What an absolute
I wouldn't even piss on him if it was on fire.
No.
Yeah.
And with that, I hand over to Chris.
Yeah. Wow, what an evening. I love the fact that I wasn't expecting that at the end. I thought that John would know who we are. But I like the fact that I got to improvise a bit and go with the flow. And that brings me to my shout out for tonight, which is to everybody. Know that you're special. Know that you're loved. Unless you're a racist bigot, then go fuck yourself.
Fuck it, man.
But just remember that everybody on this planet has a right to be here, has a right to feel loved, to be happy, and to be appreciated. If you want to receive love, give love as well.
That means
Thank you very
pegging.
much. Exactly. I'll see you on Thursday, Mark.
Way ahead of you.
Right, anyway, so who's up next?
Well, I'd like to say, in the spirit of what Chris just said, fuck everyone. Everyone sucks. No.
Stop stealing my bit. Oh, fuck's sake.
My name's Michelle. I played Frida. You know, don't be dicks to people unless they're a dickhead who deserves it.
What else do we do, Michelle? Is there anything interesting we want to
Oh
draw
yeah,
people's attention to?
we do a thing called What the Trans. Go and Google what that is.
Maybe have a look on Patreon for What the Trans as well. Follow them on
Yeah, if you
social
want.
media. No,
If you-
no, don't care if you want. You do. No.
It'd be nice if you did, but you know, it's fine. There's a lot going on in the world, and you've probably got some stuff going on, and you know.
Look, if they
you
can
should
take
probably-
the time to watch this, they can follow What the Trans, okay?
I want to impose on people.
Yeah, fuck it. That's my job.
All
I'm
right,
the Games
fine.
Master.
Everyone here, go to Patreon and give us all your fucking money.
Exactly.
Patreon.com/what the trans. There, you're happy? I'm
Yes.
handing over to Ashleigh.
Cool. Well,
You started it.
speaking of like fascists and assholes and people who are ruining things, the album that my band just released is called Disgraceland, and it's about the UK. And we have T-shirts now. It says Queer Militia on it because that's what we need to fight these Tory fucks. Yeah,
No. It's not actually got a historical thing. I'll show you once we get off. Hang on.
cool. But yes, Saint Lucifer,
The Queer
Disgraceland.
Militia, sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. T-shirts, stickers,
The
badges,
link is
patches.
in the chat here and will be in the video description as well.
Indeed. But yeah, fuck Nazis. And if you have watched GB News at any point for anything other than ironic hate watch, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
And with that, I will pass us over to Patrick.
Patrick,
We've already
is
done.
beginning of the loop.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
That's all right. You
guess
can
I
pass
won't.
them if you want, but just get more. We're going to
Well,
get
in which
historical
case-
shit.
In which case, it's on you, darling.
It is, it's on me. And I say fuck everyone as well, anyway. And if you watch Steven News, even for ironic shit, go fuck yourself, man. Don't give them the time of day. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, listening, whatever else. Please enjoy our fucked upness and follow, like, subscribe, all of that shit. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Toodle pip.
And we're stopped.
Yeah.